for at least 7 years. And at that point, your equity on that property is going to be tremendous.
Yes.
At that time, you probably sell the inventory and then buy the larger one, or refinance and get all your money out, get more money out, because now you don't have any money in there. And that's a good process. But that all of that, we're able to do for your investors. And we have different programs, for foreign nationals, for people that live in the U.S. and some people that don't have an excellent credit, but we still have the ability to do that. Probably different terms, and I think that in the next occasion.
No, we have one of our foreign investors that he already owned 22 property now, all for rent. He started, instead of one, he started a few. We leverage, we build it, we do the finance, and you keep going, just keep going. It's been 2 years, already 22 properties, and it's just growing. So the guy is back over there in Argentina, just chilling,
getting the US dollar,
getting US dollars.
That's good.
He's very happy over there, and that's the way it is. It's just money that he could be making over here with the market. It's in Ocala, easy houses, rentable houses.
Very rentable.
Yes. Very rentable, good market, and that's the way. Like sometimes a lot of times we see it with investors or customers, or say, what do you want? What's your goal? What's your plan? We're gonna build a portfolio. You want to do rental? We gotta go that way. I want to just build and sell. You're gonna build this kind of house to sell it.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that you have to really kind of talk to the investors and understand what they want in order for us to help them better. Because if somebody just wants to come in, build and sell, it's one strategy, right? But if you really want to build a portfolio, then we have to look at different angles. A nice partnership. Some equity into the deals, different strategies and different ways that we can do in order to build a portfolio for somebody, and then not having just one property, but at the end having 40, 50, 60 properties, which is very easy to do if you follow the footsteps.
Yes, and it's been doing it. We've seen guys that's increasing the number of property they want, all depending how much you want to take out every year, right? Because they want to make their money in. If they already own something else, they don't have to take their money out. It's just the way they grow their portfolio is so super fast.
You had a question about before about the process, right? Like that was something.
So explain a little bit about the process. How does that work? What do you how?
So basically, it's very simple. To be honest with you, I mean the process in acquiring real estate in Latin America, especially, and I talk about Latin America because I'm obviously from from Colombia myself. But then acquiring a property down in Latin America, it's a huge problem. You need a lot of equity, you need to put a lot of money, then it's not as easy as you walk into a place and then, if you qualify, then you get it. Down there, you have to know the owner of the bank, you have to be, they have to send you, they get involved. Yeah, it's a bunch of things that have to happen. Here is pretty simple. You have some, money that you're going to back up the property with. We need a property, obviously. We need a lot. We need a piece of land that we're going to lend money onto in order to build. And through the process with the builder, then we'll get to the financing in place. So anybody that has a decent amount of money, and when I talk about decent, probably $100,000, they should be able to start with the first project. In a coalition with the builder, with you guys, they come in and they partner up with you in order to build it, and you run the whole program. We don't care that they live in another place. We don't care that they're not active in real estate. They could be just a dentist, a doctor, a mechanic, anybody. As long as we have somebody responsible, and in that case would be DGC, that it would the builder, the developer, exactly. So that's and that would be the process, right? I mean, so you guys would qualify because we already know you, and then so we lend in the money to the two of you, and then it just gets developed into a new project. You finish, you pay the money out, and then you go for the next one. That's pretty simple. That's how it is. So the process is not as complicated as you think. We can make it very simple, and with the help of a good company right here, we can definitely make it happen.
Of course, and that's what we tell everybody. It's doable. Everything is doable as long as it makes sense. As long as it's everything in paper. The bank understand, they understand, and everybody can move along. There is one thing that also normally we gotta buy the property. So the investor come with the property money. So first scenario.
Usually the
normally
investor comes in
we
with
buy
the
the
property money.
property and then we go to the bank with a project, what is said for that
Correct.
property. Should we wait for the permits?
Yeah, usually the way we do it, or the way I will, as a bank, we would like to see it, is that you already have the permits in order to close. And then usually the investor comes in, buys the property, supplies the money for the permits, everything, and then we come in and then we start, funding the project.
Okay.
And we advise it to do it that way because you don't know how long it's going to take to do a permit.
Permits.
I mean, you guys are more experienced, right?
course,
Sometimes it's a month, 30 days, sometimes it's 6 months. You never
Depends
know,
where
really.
in the place.
Depends where and what kind of project you're doing. But that would be the process, right? So you acquire the land, then you get the permits, and then we'll come in as a lender and then just supply you with the money throughout the process until the end of the construction.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in your process, what's the market going on ratio, the LTVs and ARVs?
So the LTVs and ARVs, which is a terminology that we use all the time, but I'm not sure if a lot of the investors would know that.
So what they mean?
So LTV means loan to value, basically, and then ARV is the after repair value. So the LTV depends a lot on the experience that this investor has. Oh, but Oscar, I don't have any experience. Well, that's why we have a builder right here, because the builder can help you out with the experience that you need. And at that point, you're going to get the best benefit out of it, because you're going to get the best rates, you're going to get the best leverage, the maximum, the maximum LTV is going to be through somebody like you. If somebody walks out of the street and then asking for money, we might be able to do it, but it's going to be very hard, and then the terms are going to be a lot harder on them. So that's why it's a good coalition to work with you on that.
So that's why a lot of investors, let's partner up. We do a profit sharing, so that way they don't need to be qualified, because sometimes they can't.
Correct.
We have a scenario going on here in Orlando. A few, I'm not going to say names, but people that bought properties, they started a whole bunch. You seen, put millions of dollars in a and they went into the bank and say, "Hey, I got permits. I started this. I need $10 million," and now they spend $3 million, and the bank turns to them and say, "What have you done? What's your experience?" What they say, "No, I haven't, but they spent $3 million yet," and they say
that doesn't matter. The biggest misunderstanding in America to build is called experience. So the banks are not really looking that you put a lot of money up front. Sometimes they don't even care that you put a lot more money. They just want to make sure that you have experience, that you're able to navigate through the issues if something comes up. If you have they move the trusses, right? They put them out, a foot on the right instead of whatever it was supposed to be. You have to have the ability to fix those issues. And as a first-time investors, a lot of people don't do it. They don't know. They don't know how to do it. They don't know anything. And that's when it just becomes a really good, valuable concept to partner up with a builder and develop it. So that's how we organize a lot of the funding is with the builders.
Yeah.
So.
No, we have that a lot, as I said. And it comes the same idea with the leverage. Instead of one, you have four. The builder likes it because they say, hey, if one goes down, worst case scenario, you get even, and you still make money. The other one, it's still paying me, or you get experience to deal with that.
Correct.
You're not gonna just get stuck over there, not know how to do it. You can finish the project because the bank doesn't want your property. He don't want a property halfway done. He wants a proper finish. So you can sell it and he can make his money.
Or they can rent it.
Or
if
they
that
can
is
rent
the
it.
case, if they end up taking it
that's
over.
the thing but if it's not finished, if you get out, you walk away, some reason the bank gotta finish so they can, finish it off. Yeah, I think it's there's a lot of stuff to learn.
A lot.
I think you got to come back over here. One thing that we need to do is have our whiteboard, work it out, show the people the numbers. Because a lot of times we talk about the concept of rent, leverage you with the money, but I think we need to show that in numbers. A lot of people, it's easy to look at it and, hey, let me put some numbers together and see. So how can it make sense? Because there's a lot of people scared, right? But when they see the number, that makes sense. So it's so easy to understand that concept of leverage.
Listen, I'm open to anytime, thank you. And whenever you're ready, just let me know and put the board up here and we'll start doing little numbers.
Awesome.
All
Awesome.
right.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Danny.
Nice to have you
Appreciate
again.
that. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for being part of our podcast, and see you next time.